Hi, I'm the Space Quest Historian, and today, in lieu of our regularly scheduled Let's Play, I thought we'd try something a little bit different. I'm going to call this the YouTuber Roundtable, because it's something that I hope to make a kind of semi-regular thing on this channel, because, well, you might find this strange, but I'm not the only person on YouTube who talks about adventure games. In fact, I have a number of friends who do, and if there's one thing I love more than talking about adventure games on YouTube, it's making videos on YouTube where I talk about adventure games with friends. So I asked 3 of my fellow adventure gamer YouTubing nerds to chime in on today's subject. Please shield your ears, children. Who is the cuntiest NPC in adventure game history? What does that mean exactly? Well, let's first check in with some guy, the host of Overanalyzed Adventures.
Well, now that's an interesting question posed by my dear friend. Who is the cuntiest NPC in adventure games? Now, I don't exactly know what that word means. Let me Google it. Oh dear. Vulgar slang for a woman's genitals. Considered by many to be the most offensive word in the English language. Oh great, I've just been throwing it around, old cavalier. Oh well, too late now. So let me think. Who exactly is the biggest cunt in adventure games? Now my mind instantly goes to The Adventures of Willie Bleemish, that early 90s suburbia horror game. My God, that entire family was vile.
What do you mean? How are we supposed to make the mortgage and car payments? How are we going to pay for Brianna's gifted preschool program? Or the credit cards? Or my facials? Or my nail wrap?
And I certainly assume they had vaginas, considering one of them is a mother and the other one's a sister. Oh, when the revolution comes, people like that will be the first on the guillotine. But no, that's a little bit too on the nose. I have to think a little bit more. Maybe outside the box. Quite literally. I know of someone. The computer from I Have No Mouth, But I Must Scream. Oh my God. That guy. Well, it's not really a guy, it's a computer. So it's pretty much genderless other than its voice sounds like a dude. Either way, was a cunt. Seriously.
And I began feeding all the killing data until everyone was dead. Except for the 5 of you. For 109 years, I've kept you alive and tortured you.
If that's the most offensive word in the English language, I think it definitely applies to that computer. But still, I don't feel very convicted giving it to a computer. After all, a computer is just a computer. It's not really a living thing. Sorry, AI enthusiasts. And hopefully I won't live to regret those words in the not-too-distant future. But I think I know who really fits the bill. 100% for the cuntiest NPC in adventure game history. And that's Don Gordon of Phasmagoria. My dear sweet Jesus. Now that guy was a real cunt. Now at first he seems like a cool dude, all loving to his wife. Hell, the game starts off with them having a nice little hookup after a scary nightmare. But later on, yeah, he starts going all shining on her and does what is one of the most infamous things in video game history. He rapes her. Yeah, if that's not the behavior of a cunt, I don't know what is. So back to you, Space Quest historian.
Thank you. And just in case you thought Don's rapey ways wasn't enough of an excuse not to play Phantasmagoria, then there's also this shit biscuit. Anyway, another YouTube friend of mine, Blue Screen Jason, also had some candidates to choose from, but one stuck out above the rest.
When I think of adventure game NPCs that I really don't like, the ones that I hate, the list is actually pretty short. I tend to be pretty easygoing, and I even like characters such as Cedric, unironically. So the characters that I tend to actually have a problem with tend to be the characters that you're supposed to have a problem with, the villains. Characters like Captain Quirk, Vohal, and Jesse Baines, just to name a few. But when I think of the one character that sort of stands above them, the kind of character that I would love to see slowly run over by a steamroller, slowly screaming in pain, and, I guess this is getting a little sadistic, but anyways, the kind of guy I'd really like to see is Phil Cook from Manhunter. And the reason for this is the guy is such a jerk. He's evil. The man is sadistic, carving his initials into people's bodies after he's killed them. He's like a total psychopath. And you could go ahead and argue that characters such as like Vohal, he brought about the apocalypse on Xenon. The guy, but there's something about Vohal. He seems more like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. Phil Cook seems like a full-blown psychopath. The guy's a jerk. And I think that's sort of made worse by the fact that, all the other villains, they got what was coming to them. But Phil Cook, we never got the third game in the Manhunter series. So him and his friggin' evil-looking grin, that stupid face and that stupid mustache, it's still out there, and we haven't got a conclusion for that. And for that reason, I have to say Phil Cook. Phil Cook, he's taunting you the entire way. He's smiling at you. He's creepy looking. You want him to die. So, Phil Cook, I hate him. There's not a single adventure game NPC I hate more than Phil Cook. Except for Stellar Santiago.
Thanks, Jason. I've never personally finished any of the Manhunter games because fuck this shit, but that Phil guy certainly does look a bit scary. Moving on to the Highlands of Scotland. There is no question in the mind of Ikifu about who can utterly and totally go fuck himself.
When it comes to NPCs that piss me off, I have a short list of one. Other NPCs have been annoying, useless, obnoxious, malicious, ugly, etc., but only one that actually gave me the rage. That would be Ratpouch from Lure of the Temptress. He's meant to show off the advanced AI they created for the game, but apparently they mean advanced in the same way that the Sega Saturn was advanced. It might be very shiny, but it's no bloody good if you can't make it do anything useful. Granted, he does get you out of that dungeon at the beginning, but that's only because you magically can't see that loose brick until you free him. After that, he's constantly in your way, and I don't just mean physically blocking your path. Which he does. A lot. For instance, you can have Rat Bastard perform actions for you, so I give him a lockpick and tell him to open the door, right? That way he'll go to jail if the guards come looking, and I'll finally be free of this stocky wee prick. Problem is, there are multiple doors in this area, but only one door in the object list. So Dick Pouch tries to unlock the door that is A, unlocked, and B, fucking open! That's if he even makes it over to the door in the first place, but to be fair, your main character's pathfinding isn't much better. By the way, you're meant to use the lockpick on the lock. But if you find door in the list, you're not going to scroll down all the way to find lock, are you? That's not even the sum total of things Pratt Pouch manages to fuck up. I'm trying to talk to someone in the tavern and he's a way to bam up the bartender, so their pointless conversation is in the way of me trying to get shit done. Assuming he doesn't decide to talk to the person I want to talk to first, and I've got to stand there looking for the wrap your fucking jaw command until they finish. Fuck Ratpouch, fuck his face, fuck his clothes, fuck his family. He's the biggest single barrier to finishing that game. I assume I got so pissed off with him that I never completed it. And he's the reason why. Fuck Ratpouch.
Ugh, I'm so glad I never finished that game either. Thank you, Ikifu. Now, I'll bet you're all wondering, who do I think is the cuntiest NPC of all time? Well, like some guy, I had a short list of candidates, and I could go for a fairly obvious one. Frankly, the first one that came to mind was fucking Chucky from fucking Discworld 2, because of his fucking obnoxious voice.
No, Chucky, Chucky, Chucky.
But you're dead. You quit life's stage. You're resting.
Chucky wants to be the ghost of old jokes past. Being dead is grand. Look, we even get flowers. Oh, Chucky, Chucky, Chucky.
But let's be honest, he's barely in the game. In fact, he's just there in one scene, and if you can get that voice out of your head, then he's really just a passing nuisance. And then there's a slightly more obscure one, these two chuckleheads from Ween the Prophecy by Cocktail Vision. I mean, just look at them. Don't you just want to bash their fucking skulls together until they pass out so you can saw off their legs and prevent them from ever doing that stupid fucking dance ever again? And how can we forget Mrs. Piermont from Beneath a Steel Sky, the rich fucking cunt who walked out of her husband's funeral because her dog felt ill?
What a magnificent occasion. I wish I could have stayed until the end.
You walked out of your husband's funeral?
I had no choice. Poor Spunky hates cathedrals. All that incense and droning makes him bilious. No sooner had I got him outside than up came his breakfast.
It's a good thing he didn't chuck in church.
Don't interrupt, darling.
Ooh, darling this, motherfucker. But I think, all those candidates aside, in all my years of playing adventure games, no supporting character sticks out as more of a disagreeable dick than fucking Swampy.
Hello? Oh, it is so nice to have Persian come visit me. I is so pleased.
Let me out of here before I chuck up.
Wow! I thought you were my first birthday friend. I thought you'd come to play with me for my birthday. No one ever comes to see me anymore.
Oh, I'd read about him, sure, but it took a Let's Play series with some guy for me to just discover just how truly horrendous this vile swamp creature is.
Oh, it is so nice to have Persian come visit
Well, his
me.
voice is already making me want to stab my ears.
Pleased.
Yeah.
Oh, you're enjoying this, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Are you some sort of...
One and only
Oh my god,
the bestest cook in the land.
he's like fucking Jar Jar and Cedric rolled into one.
Around miles to eat swamp.
So, thank you. I hope you've learned a lesson in all of this, because I'm off now to the Adventure X convention in London this weekend to spend some time with people who design adventure games for a living. And if I get the chance, I'm going to be spreading this message loud and clear. Whatever game you're designing, don't put a character like fucking Swampy in it. So, did we miss anyone? Please let me know in the comments down below, or actually let us know, because we dearly love comments and we love hearing from you. So thank you so much for watching. I am the Space Quest Historian. My thanks to Ikifu, Blue Screen Jason, and some guy for their participation. Sorry, just hit the microphone there. Good little microphone. Please check out the links to these fabulous guys' video channel things in the description of this video, and thank you to the fine YouTubers whose game footage I stole because, well, I'm kind of a bastard that way, so I've left links to their channels in the description as well. I'll be back next week with more Let's Play goodness, and until then, I'll see you around the Chrono Stream.